At the CompuBox Academy, I'm Todd Grisham. Next to me is Johnny Nelson.
About time, too.
It's time for our Tale of the Tape. Introducing first, it's Katie Taylor. She's 5'5" tall with a Katie Taylor, perhaps the greatest athlete. Claressa Shields, one of the most avoided fighters in the game and one of the best to lace them up, fighting proudly out of Flint, Michigan, USA.
This bout is scheduled for 12 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner, from Bray, Ireland, she became the 8th boxer in history to hold all 4 world titles, a 2-division world champion, and an undisputed women's lightweight champion of the world. Simply the best, Katie Taylor. Fighting out of the blue corner, and ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2-time gold medalist from Flint, Michigan, a 3-weight division world champion, and an undisputed women's 154-pound champion of the world, Claressa Shields.
What a pleasure to be in this unique environment. Every seat has been taken for tonight's match.
You can't beat a good old-fashioned rivalry. When there's guts, when there's feeling, when there's heart involved, that's when...
These athletes have promised us a war. Let's see if they deliver. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Good counter right-handed kick. No rest for the weary. Good counter punch. And a right. Missing with the hook. After so much pre-hype fight and social media drama, I can't believe we're actually in the midst of them fighting.
You can walk into an arena and be the hero, the pressure, the expectation, the desire from the fans. You can't get away from it. Ignore them. Lock it up. I know it's hard. I can hardly hear you, Todd. You've got to ignore them. Get on with your job.
Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Very close match. It shows the skill, the discipline, the respect both fighters have for each other, because no one dare do anything out of turn.
Someone's will cave, but which fighter will it be? Nice counter shot. We'd like to see this fighter protect themselves a little better. They have no respect for each other's punching power. A perfect counter shot. Catch and shoot with the left counter. Good job. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage here.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this.
Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. Beautiful counter punch. It's like a game of joust. They both got their swords. They're slinging it. She blocks the hook. Good counter left hand there. Not many of the people in the division hit like them. Someone tell these two that they can be defensive for a minute if they want to. Left counter punch will score. Nice counter shot with the right hand. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. They better start respecting each other's punching power.
This is a bang block. Oh, if you want violence, if you want blood, if you want a scrap, this is it. This is the picture you get in that dictionary.
Good counter-punching from both these fighters. She misses with the jab. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. And a counter left. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. That was almost a 10-8 round. Complete dominance.
As long as they don't get complacent, you think this is too easy. If they keep this same kind of pace up, they've got this fight.
There's the bell for round 3. She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. So much firepower here. That left shot lands. Oh, what a punch! Beautiful counter shot. In the early rounds of a fight, you'll see two boxers feel each other out, test each other's power, and I think this boxer has decided I can walk through anything that lands.
Don't get trigger happy, because all of a sudden you're going to be gassing yourself out trying to get that shot, and that's when they catch you.
Great counter right hand there. She misses with that jab. Good one. That counter shot lands. Not a lot of defense here at all. She can't find a home for that jab. They exchange punches. Nobody home with that hook. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. It has not been going well for her, and you can see the corner is starting to get a... Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things righted here. We hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? They can change their attitude. They can change their nervous system for a certain amount of punches per round. Because otherwise, if they deviate from the game plan, they're going to be shattered once again, and the fight will be over.
Good counter punching. Are we about to see Katie Taylor knocked out? And it appears they weathered the storm. How? I'm not sure. When someone punches that hard, you don't want to trade shots. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter punch. She just misses with that big right hand. Catch and shoot. Good left counter that lands. That Left counter was perfectly timed. Just one punch away from getting the momentum back. Perfect counter lands. She throws the jab, but it doesn't score. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Nice counter shot. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. Well, things certainly aren't going her way. She's been on the back foot. She's got to turn the tables.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important. You cannot afford to lose it.
And there's the bell for round 5. It has been all one-way traffic. How do they turn this around?
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Now this is about desire. This is about character. This is about want.
Left counter scores. Coming back to life now, starting to land some punches. Tried to score with a jab. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented. Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those pointed areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You just got to try and cut them, skim and go for speed.
They better start respecting each other's punching power. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Nice job landing with that right-hand counter. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. As bad as boxing judging can be sometimes, there's no doubt who won that round.
I seriously hope the judges kept their eye on this fight because if they haven't, there's going to be absolute uproar.
This is the beginning of round 6. She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. They won't give us a second to catch our breath. Lands with the right counter. This fighter has determined that they can walk through any punches that their opponent throws, and that's a very confident spot to be in.
Work the body, frustrate them, take the mind off the chin, take the mind off protecting everything around that. Work the body, use tactics sometimes to actually outbox a fight and beat them on points.
There's a counter shot. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Nice counter. Nice job landing that left counter punch. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Just gets out of the way of that right uppercut. Nice offensive display, landing that left counter. We wanted action, and they are delivering. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Punch, counter punch. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. Well, let's see what the corner has to say. She needs some sort of inspiration, a different game plan, something to turn this thing around.
The bell, sometimes it...
Here we go, it's round 7. That last round was a debacle. Let's see if she can get things righted here. When we talk about a fighter having power, don't just look at the head punches they throw. Look at the body shots. That can be the real difference.
Todd, we know one of these fighters can knock you out with a simple jab. They're that powerful.
Good counter punching for both these athletes. Just misses with that jab. Neither fighter willing to sit down on these punches. They're arm punches. They're scoring, but they're not going to hurt anybody. Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. Stamina is so important for these two fighters because it allows them to use their skills throughout the match. It can all come down to who's in better shape.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out. Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. Whoa, wait a minute. What a shot. And down goes Katie Taylor.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Let's talk about Katie Taylor. So it's plan B time after being knocked down in that round.
I love the response though. Got back up, took a deep breath and thought, right, brush it off, get on with the job.
There's the bell for round 8. She got dropped in the last round. Let's see how she does here. You'd like to see more jabs. There's no way this fighter can go punch for punch. Their resistance to these blows just isn't the same.
I've seen some fighters with a granite chin. You could hit them with a sledgehammer, they are not going to move. But then I've seen some mad punchers with a chin like a crisp. As soon as you touch them, they're gone. And this is the danger spot.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Wanted to land the left hook, but was not successful.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
There's a counter shot. Which fighter will say no mas? Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Nice punch. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Nice counter punch. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. This fighter needs to turn the table. And we enter the ninth. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round. I think it's safe to say one of these fighters certainly has a significant speed advantage. You can tell who it is.
You've got to ruffle their feathers, Todd. You cannot let them get comfortable, drag them, get them complaining to the referee, because once somebody with excellent foot speed and excellent power gets into the rhythm, the fight is over.
Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Swing and a miss with the hook. That counter shot lands. Good counter punch. Can they figure out the combination to this safe? This is certainly an aggressive fighter, but that doesn't always mean success. How many times have you seen a fighter chase a superior athlete around the ring and just get picked apart even though they were the one pushing the tempo?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool. I've seen some aggressive fighters. They can terrorize the life out of you before they've even thrown a shot. The strength they have, the speed they have, and that knockout punch, they want to punch through you. They don't want to punch you. They want to punch straight through you. So you've got to be careful.
That right jab just misses. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Katie Taylor. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Dominance, without a doubt, made it look so easy.
It's round 10. She's coming off a fantastic last round. Let's see what she's going to do here. Can't find a home for that jab. Good counter punching. Punch, counter punch. A big whiff with the right hook. Nice counter. The old adage is, no matter how much speed you've got, timing beats speed.
What you've got to do, Toddy, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Some nice exchanges from both women in this round. There's a counter shot. Big swing and a miss with the hook. It's knockout or bust for both of these fighters. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You'd like to see someone use a jab here. Do you believe what we...
One, two, three, four, five.
Let's talk about Katie Taylor. You've got to wonder how big of a factor that knockdown's going to be we just saw.
Can make or break a fighter.
And there's the bell to start round 11. Beautiful counter shot. You'd like to see more. One punch could change everything in this battle.
One, two, three, four.
So they'll make it up, and this fight continues. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
This could be really intimidating, Todd. If you know somebody's got the punch power, someone's got the speed, someone can take you out with a simple jab, it can be intimidating. Just depends on how confident you are as a fighter. There's a lot of work to do, and you know what? It's hard to pull back. Don't get into the habit of losing. Don't get into the habit of being second place. You've got to change the habit. You've got to change something, because otherwise, why should it change?
Counter punching. This may do it. It looks like she's going to survive the round, but just barely. Talk about Katie Taylor. Let's see how the game plan changes after that big knockdown.
You're being put down. You've got to think right.
Who thought we would have made it to 12? She got dropped in the last round. Let's see how she does here. They are not going to let this one go to the judges. They have no respect for each other's punching power. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
You've got to be courageous when you get in there with someone that's bigger, stronger, and faster. You've just got to use brain there.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. That left-handed jab doesn't quite score. Biggest moment of her life. Can she seize it? Can she take control? And apparently no rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again. Nothing but air on that hook. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Where was the defense? Why weren't they covered? We knew it was going to be close, but that's as close as it gets. No one wins, no one loses. This fight ends in a draw.
A draw? Ooh, listen to that crowd. Nobody's happy with that. Why? Because the build-up was ridiculous. The things that were said were ridiculous. But these two fighters were evenly matched, and this is why we've got a draw. One thing is for certain, they're going to do it all over again.